Testing audio, testing. We are good to go. What is up, everyone? Hope all of you guys had an amazing day and you are ready for the evening wrap up before we are about to do it all again tomorrow. Okay? We are finally starting to get the move that we have been looking for the entire week. And we cannot say it was unexpected, right, guys? We've been talking about this basically the entire week, and we are getting it now. From an entry perspective, there weren't really any new entries since the entries were already all from last week. You simply need to hold on to, let the markets do its thing, have your targets ready, and then the TPs will get hit as long as you can identify the correct liquidity points. Seeing some new people in the chat. Mr. Essops, Trump, and Elon Drama tanking us. No, sir. The market will go down even without any external factors because the markets move from liquidity to liquidity, and Trump and Elon talking has zero effects to the Bitcoin chart right here. This was inevitable. They'll just use news events to speed up the process that was already going to be taking place. It's just normal TCT models playing out. These sudden drops are not good from a TCT perspective. That is not. No. I don't know who taught you that, but these drops are good because they're going to hit my take profit. But okay, hope everyone is doing good. Let's dive into some price action. So basically, this was all pre-planned. Everything that you're seeing here was already long pre-planned. And it wasn't just pre-planned. It was pre-planned March 8th. I want you guys to... I want to take my moment here for a second. Okay? All the price action that you see here. Price action lasting almost 90 days now. 3 months. 3 months worth of price action. Given in advance. That's insane. That is honestly insane. Music is loud again? No, it's not. It's not loud. But yeah, we pre-planned this 3 months in advance, guys. Come on now. Like what else do you want? Front run of 72k, reversal back up to a new all-time high, followed by a deviation. We saw the sell side liquidity below. 2 individual high probability TCT models. It's perfection what we have gotten here. Okay, it's absolute perfection, man. It's a shame. It's truly a shame that I was not awake for the entry there, bro. That was such a clean entry. That was so clean. This was a lesser probability model, but based on context, it was still fine to take. That's why I took it. But this is like max conviction right there. Okay, that is absolutely max conviction. But. As we are coming towards the take profit target, what we got today, right here, is where did we left off yesterday? Wednesday around 10. Okay, so basically what we had today is we had sell side liquidity building up, but that's what we've been having the entire week. But we were also, since yesterday's stream, leaving a lot of buy side liquidity above, and we were kind of talking about, hey, there's nothing bullish about this chart yet because you also have that 1 hour market structure high right above you, with that 1 hour supply chain. So price can come up, deviate that, mitigate that supply, and then SFP it, still not break any structure back to bullish, and just go back down. Now after the stream, what we did is we created like kind of like 3 new lower highs right here with a 1, 2, and the 3. And that made it very clear that you were building buy side liquidity above you as well. Okay. Oh. I have a wrong. Okay, there we go. Okay. So that was kind of confirming that we were also building buy side liquidity above us, which kind of confirmed the idea of this being a kind of like a compression. Now, what you guys should know about compressions is that the first move tends to be the fake move. Okay? The first move tends to be the fake move. Why? Because these compressions are known to be like retail patterns. And people will draw this trend line and confirm that as a breakout. So then the moment you move out of it, you get all these people buying the breakout, while also stop losses from shorts are getting triggered, which gives the market maker the opportunity to fill shorts, and then they reverse price towards the opposite direction, right? A buy to sell. That's why these TCT models usually align very good with breakout patterns from retail. So let's say you have like a model 1, how retail will look at this is like usually they draw some sort of like a consenting triangle that's then going to have a breakout here. And so not only you're grabbing liquidity above these highs, you also have people actually longing a potential breakout because like all the people with the most views have like these stupid engagement patterns. And then you get the reversal back down, liquidating all the people that longed in here. And then you move towards sell side liquidity. Right? So we got the move up there. And timing wise, it was perfection. Because you got the move up. Right here, you got the move up, which kind of started at 2, which was like 30 minutes pre-news because you had unemployment claims today. So you got that move up right there, and we started to move up. You saw the push up right there, and then at around 2:30, you got another expansion towards the upside, which is when the unemployment claims released, and then exactly on New York Open, you just sold off. So when usually we talk about the first hour of New York being a manipulation hour. So let's say New York opens and you go up. This can be manipulation in that first hour. And then you can get the aggressive sell-off. Where the first move on New York is usually the fake move. However, if you get a fake move pre-New York, then New York will probably just reverse that if you break structure back to bearish. So it's not that New York opens and you move down. So that's why New York needs to be the fake move. No. You already got the fake breakout prior to New York, so then New York can just reverse price action back down. And that's basically what we were expecting, which is also exactly what happened, but it didn't just give me an entry, right? There wasn't really a high probability TCT model here. It was basically just a buy, sweeping some sell side liquidity, followed by a sell towards the downside. Where overall, right, the high time frame order flow objective has just been this sell side liquidity down here all this time. And that's currently why price is approaching that level. And that's why I've been having that magnet on the chart all this time right here. Okay. Where markets simply move from buy side to sell side. So you can also see, right, the moment that you are compressing and you're taking these highs and you're leaving these lows intact, you're building sell side liquidity while sweeping buy side. But then you are compressing here and you can see before price actually breaks down, you get this final manipulation event. You can kind of see this as price fueling up for the reversal. They can't just randomly dump price. Now, they kind of got to trigger some buy side and then reverse it back down. And this is kind of like, it's kind of like them loading up towards the downside. That's kind of a great way that you can view it. Usually when you have that compression and they want to break down, you kind of get that temporary reversal in the opposite direction to kind of fuel and load up for the aggressive expansion as well. So, yeah. You know, the bias this week overall has just been accurate, and unfortunately there weren't really any proper short opportunities on altcoins. I was looking for some distributions here and there, but didn't really get the things I wanted to see. And it may surprise you, but there was actually a long scalp to be taken today on that move up, or while that move up on Bitcoin was happening, on an altcoin by the name of Sui. So Sui actually had a long scalp opportunity that I want to show you guys because they're great opportunities, okay? So what actually happened here on Sui is that we swept this daily low. We swept that daily low. So on the high time frame, this is your market structure pool making higher lows and higher highs. Let me connect one thing real quick. There we go. So we were making higher lows and higher highs on the daily time frame, and we got that SFP of our daily market structure low, right? And then price kind of came up, got some sort of a Model 1 distribution. This unfortunately happened during Asia, so not really an entry opportunity for me there. I was watching for a pullback into supply, but I didn't get that. Otherwise, this would have been an amazing short as well. But we have this range low right here, and if you zoom in, you can see that we created some sort of a demand chain where right here you have this structure demand that pushed price higher, while sweeping that daily market structure low. And then while tapping into that demand POI, you created another structure demand POI. So you kind of got this demand creating that demand, and that is the extreme demand in the range. What does that mean? It is the last demand remaining, the last support, or just simply POI that can hold price up before taking that range low. Because this demand is already mitigated, so that's not valid anymore. This is the last demand that's available to support price. Lose that demand, you're coming down to the main range low, because there are simply nothing else to hold price up once that POI here is mitigated. And what we're kind of seeing here, I already have it on the chart, but while coming into that extreme demand, you can kind of see just overall these lows getting taken, right? Where you're taking the low, 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 building all this buy side liquidity above, which is just overall exhaustion towards the downside prior to coming into your range. And then you get this very typical mitigation of extreme demand followed by a break of structure, right? This is a super typical starting pattern of your range, because you need to ask yourself, right? I always talk about this in private live streams, where if you want to start a range, it's very normal for you to do something like this. Okay, it's super normal for you to do something like this as a starting point of the range. Why do you guys think that this is a very common pattern while starting your range? And I don't want the VIP. I don't want the VIP members saying. I only want non-VIP members giving me an answer right now. Otherwise, you guys are gonna spoil it. Why do you think that getting this break of structure right here lines up so perfectly for a starting point for a range? I don't bite, guys. I don't bite. You can let me know. Can you do TCT with all Bitcoin pairs? Brother, I'm seeing liquidity lies above the market structure high on that break and then reverse. Nope. Liquidity is a good direction, but that's just the basic answer. It shows different from market structure after expansion through one site. No. Think from a liquidity perspective. Liquidity is good, but tell me why. I want to know why. Oh my god, bro. Lars, what about this chart? Lars, what about that chart? I'm asking you a damn question. Yo, you want to learn or not? You want to be able to do this stuff yourself, or are you going to depend on me guiding you throughout the entire cycle? Log the fuck in. Okay? Log the fuck in. Give me an answer. I ain't doing shit until somebody gives me a proper answer. And it's a non-VIP member. Thank you, Surfer. But Surfer, I don't understand why you are not a VIP member, bro. You have been carrying the general chat. I appreciate you. I genuinely appreciate you. You've been carrying the entire general chat on your back. But yeah, so if you get this breaker structure right here, that is where retail goes long, because they can identify a market structure shift. Right? If you have a market structure shift here, where do these people place their stop loss? Below the swing low. So then your tab 1, by having that breaker structure, it already builds liquidity below this low. So if price then goes down, the second tab sweeps liquidity from tab 1 that has some nice liquidity below it because of that fake breaker structure. So you'll oftentimes see a fake breaker structure prior to entering into a high probability range. And then from here, we got the move down, and you can see between tab 1 and tab 2 right here, you are building all these highs above right there. And then you get your typical tab 1, building liquidity highs above you. You're seeing exhaustion prior to coming into this range. You're mitigating extreme demand. Nice return to zone. You zoom in here on a lower time frame. You see obvious liquidity building up below these lows. You have an obvious 3-minute demand POI, making for a quality third tap POI as a whole. Price comes down. You tap into the demand. You see your market structure high right there. That's what you need to break in order to confirm an entry. Price doesn't break that, goes lower, and you can see here, while going lower, you are building even more liquidity above you, and you can draw that return to zone straight into that market structure high right there. Boom. This is where you want to see market makers step in, protecting this low, because if you take out that low, high chance your model fails, because there shouldn't be a reason to go below that low since there isn't really any demand and you had an obvious third tap POI. So a little sneak peek, if you front run your obvious, or not front run, if you have a very obvious third tap POI from a Model 2 perspective, there is no demand below that second tap, why would price go for a Model 1? It can go for a Model 1, but why would it? Because you had an obvious third tap POI for the Model 2, and there's no reasons to go below this low, because there wasn't any demand underneath that low. So when you're looking at something like this, you are expecting a Model 2. You can still trade a Model 1, but initially you're expecting a Model 2. So when price is coming down here, you need to realize, if you want your Model 2, and I want you to realize this the moment that you are watching this and in a live environment, the moment you are coming down and you're taking that low, this is your do or die moment. This is where you, with the knowledge with TCT, know that if this model is intended to play out, if this model is going to reverse towards the upside, this is the exact point in the chart. Again, guys, the exact point in the chart where market makers would need to step in to bid price higher. Do you understand that with the TCT concepts, with the advanced concepts, you realize that if your model is intended to play out and you're going to wait for a confirmation either way, that is where you want to see market makers step in and bid price higher. So instead of looking away because you're seeing price going down, you're like, oh, now it's going to fail. You pay extra close attention because right here in that point, guys, right there in that exact point, you want to see price reverse back up because you're expecting a model 2 here. If it goes lower, then you don't have a trade. But then the moment you see these aggressive buy candles come in and you see that aggressive breakup structure there at the highs, you're like, this is exactly what I wanted to see. It's exactly what you wanted to see because you wanted to see market maker step in and push price higher. So this move up to you is not just, oh, it's a move up. It's not just, oh, it's a breakup structure, a normal average breakup structure. It is the exact point where you needed to see price go up, an exact point where you needed to see market maker step in. And then you get the aggressive price displacement above that market structure high. So it's perfect, right? Now, the range itself is smaller in duration, but it was your Asia range. So you can see the Asia low, Asia high there represented in purple candles. So I always like it when you kind of have like your day starting and the day was kind of creating that range. And, you know, if you're expecting Bitcoin to go lower, which we were, right, it's way safer to obviously look for shorts in the first place. But if you do get your long confirmations, it is better to be looking for scalp longs where you can be in and out, because high time frame longs are risky because you're having a high time frame expectation for Bitcoin to go lower. Like Bitcoin, if you're expecting Bitcoin to overall go down towards here, taking a high time frame long on an altcoin is riskier because overall order flow expectation for Bitcoin is coming down towards 100.8K. But in the process of coming down, you can easily get these spikes back up. Where during these spikes back up, you can get your altcoin to also get a relief move up before eventually grabbing all that buy side liquidity. And because price was intended to go down, what do? They accumulate here, take all buy side liquidity, use that to fill shorts, and reverse it back down. So you can trade the long, you can trade the move up. Unfortunately, I cannot trade the move back down again. But you can see they used all that buy side liquidity to fill shorts and reverse it back down again. So you got like a little accumulation into distribution for lower, but the distribution wasn't really tradable. But if you simply entered on that breakup structure, we are already talking about around a 5.5% net gain. Guys, this is 5.5 RR. You only need 10% a month. If you can make 10% a month, you can make $1 million within no time. Okay? You can be financially free within no time if you can consistently make 10% a month. This single trade is 5.5%. You only need 2 of these trades in an entire month and you are done. Let that resonate. You don't have to trade every day. You don't need to catch every single individual model. You need 2 high quality trades every single month and you are done. You can go work your other jobs, do your other things. You need 2 high quality trades and you are done. Okay? So you are allowed to be picky. You are allowed to be picky. Okay? So this was the scalp opportunity that was present while Bitcoin got that spike up, having that fake out before the reversal back down. You know? So I personally did not manage to enter simply because I was not watching Sui. I had my alert set, but my alert was lower because when I was doing my morning stream at around 7, this range wasn't even present yet. You know, the range wasn't even there. I was watching price action when everything was still here. And then I did not set my alert below that low, which is my personal mistake. I set my alert lower here, and then I was not aware of the model playing out. Do you guys do 10% a month? Guys, In I have averaged over 20% a month ever since January of 2025. January I made 50 fucking percent, bro. And it's all documented. We had bangers of a trade in January. That ETH PO3 set me up good. That ETH PO3, oh my god, bro. That was crazy. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. People are like, oh, it's an investment. It's fucking less than your Amazon Prime subscription. One single trade and you have your fucking annual membership fee back in no time. I'm like, dude, stop paying for Netflix and invest in yourself. It's that simple. Last week alone was 10%, bro. The trades, there was no trade this week except Tau. But last week alone was a long from here and a short from there, and you're done. You're literally done. You're done for the entire month. This was at the end of May, so I can't count it for June. But if this was the start of June, I would only need 2 days and you're done. Only 2 days and you're done. Okay? That's the opportunities in this game of trading. And the Discord, okay, I'm here to educate right now, not promote the Discord, but you have so many people here on social media only doing analyzing. They're only analyzing charts all the time. It's like, this is going on right now. I throw updates out there to keep people in check, but it's a live trading community. We focus on actual live trades, live entries, live execution, catching trades together, nailing these markets together. This week, I'm just kind of giving you guys a view of my entire thought process and pre-planning throughout every single day that we do during the day when it's actually the most useful in a live trading environment. But you can simply take a trade and be done. You can be done. It's the best. It's a better ROI than your meme coin investment. Hey, it's a better ROI than your negative log fib of your 1.618 that it says that Bitcoin is going to go to 200K. You know? But I think my biggest objective is to open people's minds to that if you can have your edge in the market and just have the discipline and patience to only execute that edge, you don't need a trade every single day. You need 2 high quality trades a month and you can be done. You can change your life. And almost every single strategy will have like 2 high probability trades every single month that you can take. No brainer, no questions asked. You know? Like Sui is a nice trade, but it's not like the craziest highest probability. It's more of a scalp. Like the model itself is amazing. You know, context-wise, it's decent. It's valid to take 100%, but there are better trades than this for sure. Like Bitcoin here at the all-time high was the most obvious trade that you could have taken right there. Shame I wasn't awake. It was Asia. But back to business right here. So Bitcoin got that move up. We got that move up pre-New York Open. And because this move up was a first move out of a compression, that first move up is already a fake move, and New York can simply put in a reversal back down, and then it doesn't apply that New York's first move is going to be a fake move. No, New York is going to have the entire reversal, and then you can simply get the buy to sell towards sell side liquidity. Okay, and in the process of Bitcoin going up here, you kind of had some sort of like an internal low time frame accumulation schematic here. Like you had like a tiny accumulative price behavior that allowed price to get that move up in the first place before selling off. And that's exactly when you had this opportunity on Sui that I unfortunately did not benefit off because I simply was not aware of the model happening. I only saw the model when we were like right here, and I was like, oh man, I totally missed that. And that was also the only opportunity today in the like across all markets here in crypto with all pairs, because ETH wasn't really doing a whole lot. Sui wasn't really doing a whole lot. Pepe, you know, we wanted lower on all pairs. Like, that's simply it. We wanted lower on all pairs, but man, I think we can be in for an even bigger dump, to be honest. Like, Farcoin, I want Farcoin to come down to here. Doge is smashing through the supply POI. I have no demand POIs until down here. XRP still has the swing long idea open, you know, but we kind of got to see how we approach it. Solana is surpassing the only demand. Like, it was like, we're either going to bounce from this area right there, or we're going to probably go back to this low, because I don't have anything in here that's significant enough for me to hold price up. And then we have Pepe, you know, is definitely coming down to there. And then you got to hope you get a bounce here, because if you start closing in the block, then there's like nothing but inefficiency here. So you got to be aware of that. Sui, I took more profits on the swing long from down there. We took that like yesterday or Monday. I don't know. We took more profits here. So that's 50% cashed out. I still got 50% open. And then we have Bitcoin short running. We have a TRX short running, which is also finally getting the follow through. I'm actually short on TRX, targeting all the way down to here. And all these trades have been pre-planned and shared in advance, right? The whole community is in here. Unfortunately, the whole community is in this trade because you guys have been a pain in the ass regarding TRX. I cannot wait until this hits the range low. You guys can take your TP, okay? And then you're done. Oh my god, I really hope this just flushes down right now and I get no more questions about TRX. Yeah. Yeah, let me see if I can show you guys. Let me see if I can show you real quick. Yeah. Oh my god, so many tickets. Bro, you guys beat my ass with these tickets. But here. So, what do we have? From now on, I identify as a signal provider. We have Bitcoin from Sunday. 1, 2, 3. You go long. And then in the evening, I even updated, if price mitigates, you drill to the retest low. It was pulling back here. I was expecting it to go higher. And then you wake up, profits, done. Here, 28th of May, at the exact time of entry, I'm running a swing short, looking to add more upon a better break of structure confirmation. High chance, and guys, this is for the VIP community. High chance this trade will take some time if it is intended to play out the way we want it to. If you are looking for a quick trade, this is not your setup. Now, you guys take all the trade. You all take the trade with me and complain about taking long. Like, it's like giving. It's like, yeah, it's like, here, you can have this candy, but you're gonna get sick. You eat the candy, you get sick, and then you still get mad you took the candy. You know, but you can see it right here. Bro, this is a 20 RR trade, right? 20 RR, boom. Then I said retest is coming up too aggressive, so I'm not looking to add even more. It was just a too aggressive of a retest. You know, expectational order flow is still a lower high for a lower low, but I wanted it to reject from the lower levels. And then I was trailing the stop loss with the retest low, and we're still in that trade. Like, we took that the 28th of May. It's been a while. It's been a while, okay? And then this was the Tau. That was a loss here, opened a higher time frame long here on Tau. Where we're looking for higher prices for a potential reversal, which was riskier, but because we were already running a swing short, it was nice to have a potential long. Now, I accidentally closed out this position like we talked about yesterday, but I counted it as a loss. Despite me not taking a loss, the initial idea was wrong. And then we have TRX most likely going to be playing out. And then it's like, okay, what's this? I want you to realize this. What's this? This was the 25th of May. It's currently the 5th of June. It's 10 days. We have a 5% net gain on Bitcoin right there. You cannot get a better signal than this. 5% net gain, okay? TRX. I'm going to keep that trade open, but if you're looking to cash out right here, this is a 6% net gain on TRX, 6RR. Then you're already up 11%. You take a 1% loss, 10%. There you have 10% in 10 days. But people still want to talk about making 10% a month is a scam. Bro, your trading strategy is a scam. With all due respect, sir. So, you know, it just there's so much opportunity in this market, and I'm just my job here is just to showcase you that I take the same trade every single time. It's the same model. You guys see me trade the same model. I have 100 hours of post-trading analysis videos on my YouTube, and it's the same damn model. You can do it too. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You're going to get many factors from a psychological perspective that are going to come into play with you actually executing the system. But once you know what to look for, a whole new world will open up. I want you to do the math. I want you to do the math of making 10% in 10 days. Do the math on that with your compounding calculator. You would never want to hold a single altcoin in your life again, ever. You can just be in cash and compound your cash. And this, it gets even better. It gets even better. Wait. It gets even better. Nah, I don't want to scroll back for that. However, this trade was also planned, but I took it right after training, and I said it's not the craziest model. But I'm taking it just because we pre-planned it in the context. I think that TP is literally about to get hit. I think that TP just hit. Wait, let me check real quick. Oh, yeah. I'm out. Let me check. Study the entry. 109,869. 109. I have an even better entry than what I'm putting here. 869. TP 799. I got even a better spread. How convenient. There's your trade, brother. But yeah, making 10% a month is a scam. Make that 15%. Do it. Guys, you can do it too. I'm not special. But you need to invest in yourself, and you need to put in the time to understand it. It's simply like that. You closed all? Yeah, that was my take. Like, I'm expecting this to go lower, but my position, it was from an RR perspective. It was not worth it for me to hold this position for potentially like these extra profits. Just because it can even go lower as well. It's just that this was taken with a 0.5 risk. So this is not a 15% net gain. It was taken with a 0.5 risk, and I cashed out 50% right here. So I need to do the math on that. I think it's like 3 to 4%. 3 to 4% extra. Let me check. Yeah, around 4%. So this is 4% extra gain. And I can hold it, right? I can hold it, for example, to here, but that will only increase the profits from like 4 to maybe 5, 5.5, and it's not worth it anymore to hold it from an RR perspective. You're up 4 or 5%. To hold for 5-6%, it's not worth it. If I had a bigger position, I'll keep that position open, but because the position was not that big anymore, I'm scaling out at my sell side liquidity target. I want to know how many people that are listening to me right now, how many of you are not in the VIP? I want to know real quick in the chat. How many of you are not in the VIP? Me. Not anymore. Me. Okay, because I want to talk to you guys. Okay. I give plenty of motivational. I give plenty of motivational speeches during the live streams, or just like real talk moments. But I want to talk real quick to the people that don't hear me every single day. Okay? What I'm doing here, you guys see me now with this kind of like boot camp. I'm just taking you throughout my thought process during the week. Right? I'm seeing liquidity build. I'm having a bias. I'm checking my different things. I'm checking for models. This week there weren't really proper new entry opportunities besides some scalps here and there. And most of the work was already put in the end of May, which allows us that, the beginning of June was simply just, picking the fruits from our labor. But I want you to realize that what I am doing here is nothing special. You guys see me trade the same model every single time. Obviously, my context building, my overall feeling for the market is better than from beginner, because I'm just more experienced. But you don't need that experience in the beginning to already start making money with trading. We had the bias of going lower. We went lower. You search for models around that perspective, can take some scalps against the overall context here and there on the lower time frame. But I want you to do the math. If you can make 10% a month, your life can change, especially when starting out with prop firms. My video on this YouTube channel of how to turn 1,000 into 100 million in the next 5 to 6 years. You guys all need to watch that. Please listen to me, watch that video, because you understand. Once you watch that video, you understand why I put so much importance on being picky. You don't need that many trades. You just need your high quality trades, and you are good. But once you watch that video on how to turn 1,000 into 100 million through compounding, how amazing wouldn't it be for you to have an objective every single month that you can work towards, and it's in your hands. It's up to you. You're not holding spot investments, hoping for the market to go up, going on Twitter to confirm the bias that you already had in the first place. Because if there's one thing this cycle, it's that the altcoins are getting absolutely smoked. And it's not a theory cycle anymore. It's a trading cycle. And you either adapt or you shouldn't be investing money in the first place. But how nice could it be if you could wake up on a daily basis where you're actively working towards something that is a lifetime skill, which will allow you to have only a laptop, internet, no external noise, cash positions and compounding that cash with your skill. It's not depending on if the markets go up or down. You're not depending on anything. Just your ability to read them. I'm trying to convert as many investors and backholders to traders, because we have been outperforming investors by a landslide this entire cycle. Not all investors, obviously, but most of them. The average investor, the average retail crypto investor, for sure. Right? For sure. And this cycle hasn't been easy for that at all. Right? I also have some spot plays that are like going back to break even at the moment, you know? But at least I'm making consistent money from trading. I want you to realize that the people that you are maybe listening to right now, the people that are not trading in these markets, offering services, they are making money from your services, because the bags haven't been going up. Okay, at least my spot bags went up like 50 to 100%, but that was it. You know, that was it. But you see me trade the same model over and over again. Over and over and over again. Just study that model. Study that model. It can be applied to any time frame. You can be a swing trader with it. You can be an even better investor with it. You can even be a day trader with it. You can be a scalper with it. Because it happens every single time frame, because the model is what is needed to make the market move in the first place. Why do you think we have these liquidity sweeps prior to having a run up? Why do you think we have these distribution models prior to having a rundown? Why do you think we have this distribution model prior to having a rundown? Why do you think we need to grab this liquidity and mitigate that supply and have a fake out right here before having a rundown? Because they need to generate the liquidity to fuel the reversal, and that is what accumulation and distribution models represent in the first place. Why do you need to take this low prior to getting an aggressive push up? You know? It's what's needed to happen in order for these markets to move in the first place, especially crypto. Because crypto does not have the same volume as a Forex. It doesn't have the same volume as a NASDAQ, an S&P. That's why you will find the best models from TCT in the crypto space with these clean return to zones. And because in Forex, you'll sometimes see second tap models. You'll see like aggressive deviations of a high followed by an immediate reversal. You know? It's way more liquid there. So you can get bigger fills and reversals on single deviations. Crypto and TCT really builds up properly. Consistently. You know? But, yeah. It's, I really want to get through to you guys. I really want to get through to you. I'm like, how can you see me talk about exactly what has been going on 3 months in advance and not be like, fuck, let me just grab my book, let me grab my notes, and let me start studying. This has all been pre-planned. It's all been pre-planned. Now, the fact that we have this demand, or the fact that we have this supply mitigation right there, that is pretty interesting though. Because let's say we find our support somewhere in this region. Who knows if we go for this liquidity? I don't know. Right? I don't know. We'll have to see where the market forms some sort of a bottom. But let's say we bottom out. Let's say we are like somewhere in here. Let's say we're somewhere in here. Okay? Because we now already have all that supply mitigated, and locally here you have now more liquidity than supply, that makes a Model 1 more likely. If we went down first and then we came back up and we kept that supply intact, that could be our extreme supply for a high time frame third tap. Now that that is already mitigated, if we find a bottom somewhere in here, or maybe we even go lower, who knows, right? But if we find some sort of a bottom, and we get ourselves ready for a reversal back up, that makes the idea of a Model 1 way more likely. Because then once you come here and you accumulate, these highs now become liquidity. Because the purpose of these distributions have already been fulfilled. Once you confirm an accumulation down here, wherever the accumulation might be, if you even get the accumulation in the first place, the job of these distributions right there has been fulfilled. Because sell side liquidity has been swept, and now they're looking to buy again. So all those highs will become liquidity, and then some sort of Model 1 will seem very nice. Oh my god, if you could get something like that, bro. Oh my god. Let me not fantasize about that too much. But that is an interesting observation. That is definitely an interesting observation right here. Oh my god, and this is gonna... Oh, guys, my life is so fucking good right now. Like, my life is generally so good, and all it took was just 5 years? 5 years of dying? 5 years of struggling? For a life of freedom? I'll take that bet any day. I'll do that every single time. Struggle for 5 years? To now click on the button? Oh my god, bro. Again, guys, if you're looking to, if you took this on your prop firm account, then I would not particularly keep it open, and I would just cash out 6% at the bottom right there. But I just took this on my personal account, so I'm trying to run this baby all the way down from a PO3 perspective. Right there. Oh my god. Guys, the 2025 mentorship is going to be life-changing. I am really going crazy right now in my notes book. Like, kind of like mapping out ideas, thoughts, details. The way I'm going to structure it, the way I'm going to approach it, the way I'm going to teach it. There's nothing like it. I can already say it right now. There's nothing like it. It's not even close. Because nobody understands the Wyckoff models. Especially not when the Wyckoff models get fucking... Bro, if I was Richard Wyckoff and I see James Wynn talking about Wyckoff when Bitcoin is talking about a Wyckoff accumulation when Bitcoin is distributing, I would get up out of my grave and smack the guy in the face. Do you have some teasers? Bro, it has everything. Let me see what I have right now. Of some topics. Oh my god, there's so much that I can't say though. Let me throw out some words. Elaboration. Market structure elaboration within Wyckoff models level 1, 2, 3. Range elaboration from a high probability perspective. Clarifications of range starting points. Advanced range expectations. Liquidity with primary highs, internal highs, combination of both. When is a high liquidity, when it is not. High probability order blocks, searching for true inefficiencies. Extra market structure additions. Extra supply and demand elaborations. Watching high time frame or low time frame within the same POIs. And that's just the elaboration on the part that you guys need to understand before we're going to dive into. And there's so much I'm not saying because the words are kind of like exposing it. Advanced TCT models. All the variables. Third tab POI selection. Range starting point selections. Exceptions. Extreme liquidity exceptions. High probability advanced TCT models. Details regarding extra high probability models. Trading different parts of the Wyckoff schematics, like a fourth tab, like a test. I'm scanning here. Adaptation of the tab 1 after confirmation. Distributions within higher time frame accumulations, vice versa. Distribution expansion, extreme demand can. Ooh, the people already know this. Distribution expansion, extreme demand mitigation, continuation. Bro, there's everything is in here, bro. It's gonna be a masterwork. Lars, should I wait for the new mentorship or continue going through the mentorship 2024? Oh, bro. You are not going to understand a single word I say in the mentorship 2025 if you don't understand 2024. The mentorship, there has never been a more important time for you to study the mentorship 2024, because that lays the foundation of everything that will be talked about in 2025. Okay? You need to rewatch the mentorship. You need to watch the mentorship 2024 lecture by lecture and combine lecture 1 and 2 because that's market structure and ranges. Practice in the chart yourself. And after having that done, rewatch it another time fully. Okay, watch it another time fully because you definitely missed over some few points because it's an information overload in the beginning if you're completely new. And then after that, play around with it and then watch it again. But you need to master 2024. Okay? You need to absolutely master 2024. Otherwise, 2025 is not going to work for you. Okay? It's an advanced continuation. It's not that I have a whole new trading system. No, it's all these advanced details that I don't think about when I'm explaining the general concept. It's like I'm Dutch. So like I'm explaining to you what cheese is. I'm explaining to you what normal cheese tastes like. And now I'm giving you all the details about the more spicy cheeses, the more old, the newer ones, you know, the better ones, all that stuff. Yeah. What did Spain versus France do? I was watching that game and then I had to go live for you guys. I had to sacrifice the game to live stream for you guys. Oh my god, 5-4? Oh, I missed the whole show? Bro. Oh my god. So we had Williams and Marino. That's why I stopped watching. And then you had Lamine Yamal twice. Oh my god, he's gonna get a Ballon d'Or. 100%. So it was 4-0. Oh, no, I'm lying. It was 3-0, 4-0, 4-1, 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4. Oh my god, bro. Well, I'll watch the summary. FNF Best, Lars, one of the many great things about TCT is not having to FOMO and rush into trades, using planning and refine entry to get amazing OR. It's an underrated aspect for the psychology of trading. That's what I mean, bro. That's what I mean. But you know what the craziest thing is? This is the craziest thing, right? Let me scroll for it right here. I think in this day and age, it is absolutely insane that you as a beginner can just get like into personal contact with someone just like from a trading perspective, like levels ahead of you, you know? Like I'm speaking to you now directly and I don't know you personally, right? And you don't know me personally. But you can get into contact with like actual professional traders that sometimes even have the most like little followers because they're not engagement farmers. You know? But here, I'm gonna dive into why I was talking about this, because let's say you don't know who I am and you just see this account. Okay, I have 11K followers. Nice. I want you to understand this. I want you to actually understand this. Let's go towards the first one. Let me give you all some free game. You're going to wait for a pullback on Doge coming into this demand, and it will be a minimum of 5 RR, meaning your return will be 5x your risk. Market structure will determine whether it's going to be a model 1 or 2. Then with the profits made from this shared setup, you go and invest in yourself by joining the TCT Discord, so you can finally start making some money consistent. Oh my god, I forgot an L. That annoys me. But you can finally start making some money consistently in these crypto markets. If we don't get a pullback, there's no entry. That was update 1. Then I update you throughout the entire process. Until right here. Why I said we're going to take that low and we're going to go long on the breaker structure. Okay? Take that low, go long on the breaker structure. And then you get that exact entry. You take that low, you go long on the breaker structure. And it was technically a 20 RR setup, but I netted 10 RR just because I entered later. And we set a minimum of 5 RR. So you share a free setup that if you understand the way I trade, it's an easy entry. And then people still want to complain about something having a price tag on it, you know? I'm like, dude, I just gave you free money. If you knew TCT and if you watched the mentorship, you know that this is TCT and TCT. The mentorship that is on my YouTube for free. For free. I talk about TCT and TCT. I talk about return to zone. It's all in there. So the problem is not the information being gate kept. It's you not diving into it. And then the person that made the mentorship giving you the setup for free which is 10RR, meaning 10x the risk you put up for that trade, and then you have a $50 a month membership. Bruv. Let me increase the price. I'm raising that shit. Mentorship 2025, 500. Only for new members. Lifetime old price access for existing members. No, I'm just kidding, guys. It's actually $70. Bro, that's because the dollar is getting absolutely smoked by euro. The dollar is getting so smoked by the euro, it's insane. Euro USD has the craziest accumulation model going on at the moment. Right here, bro. You should have joined the Discord right here. It's not only that the Discord prices will rise, it is that the euro is stronger than the dollar. So you are getting smoked every single day of hesitation by the euro USD valuation. For me, it stays the same. I have more purchasing power. I'm expecting this overall to go all the way up to here. So it's up to you. You know, it's up to you. If you want to decrease your value another 10%, you know what you guys need to do? You guys need to study Mr. Drop at Top. Mr. Drop at Top bought 10 years of VIP access during Black Friday. Study Mr. Drop at Top in the chat. That is legendary behavior. He was like, I think it was lifetime, by the way. I think it was just lifetime. I just said 10 years because I was like, bro, I don't even know, like, I don't even have, like, a vision for, like the next 10 years. But he knew. He knew. Bro, the Mr. Drop at Top, the moment I read that message, I was like, this is I like this conviction, you know? I like this conviction. I'm like, study the conviction right there. I love it. Absolutely love it. I remember telling you, this is a long time ago. This is like November. Like October, November. I even said, bro, I don't even know where like the Discord will be 10 years from now, you know? He was like, I don't care. I see the vision. But study buying in euros, yeah. Euro is the best, bro. Can you chart APT? I actually have APT charted here. We're approaching a crucial level. Right there. Like, if markets want to go up, overall, if the markets want to go up, this will be a potential XRP type of setup. Where you could get the high time frame model too. But you would need a break of structure confirmation. You know? You need a break of structure confirmation. So you're coming down aggressively. And man, I would need to see Bitcoin bottoming out as well. But yeah, if this thing is intended to go up, like you mitigated the most refined demand right there. If you have conviction in APT as a project, which in my opinion, gain your conviction because of the chart and not because of the project itself, then it should bottom out in here. So if we get our confirmations, that could definitely be interesting. But for now, there's you're simply jumping in front of a train if you try to long and buy right now. You need to wait for some confirmations. But I was like, if it does give confirmations, you could get TCT and TCT on like a macro time frame, where this is like a high time frame 1, 2, 3, where the third tab has its own model 2 accumulation. After mitigating like the most obvious market maker demand right there, because it caused like a massive expansion up. But like literally entering right now is jumping in front of a train, brother. You need, for now, what you want to see is like get like a bounce, take that low once more, and then break the structure back to bullish. Now it's just like there's nothing here. This is your market structure high right there. So you need to be patient for sure. Like look at Bitcoin right here, you know? Oh, Jack is with the short? Wait, Jack is with the leverage? Jack is with the leverage play? Welcome to the real world. Nah. Jack is with the leverage play? I love it. Until you are liquidate. Nah. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking. I love it. Who is this legend? My boy's running a big position. 100K? My guy. My guy. What is the RR on that? Do I have an old picture of it? I don't even know. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Guys, what we were talking about today kind of played out. Would have been nice if we had like a TCT distribution opportunity somewhere to benefit off of this local move up as well. But there's still trades open from the end of May. And we swept the liquidity right there. Now this is an aggressive move down. We can expect some consolidation before continuation. This is where like the POI from a demand perspective starts, 89.3-ish right there. And you kind of go like two individual levels, 89.3-ish and then 95-ish. And then you have this liquidity right here. So we're going to see where price wants to find its next support. Right now it's simply in free fall mode. And we are just enjoying the fruits of our labor. Okay? I hope all of you guys are understanding kind of like, or getting a better understanding as to why, or like how I'm operating on a daily basis, right? How I'm operating on a daily basis, looking at the charts, building a bias, trading alongside that bias, and then trying to catch these opportunities to compound those monthly profit goals that can actually give you financial freedom in a shorter period of time than investing, you know? Can you look at Farcoin? Still confident on lower? I literally check Farcoin this stream. Farcoin. Yeah, I would prefer. I would prefer Farcoin to go down to 0.68 ish. But it's also on my Twitter. You don't have to go here, right? You don't have to, but this is the only support POI that I have. And I think someone just said in the chat that Coinbase got a listing, so maybe you get like a Coinbase listing pump into like a resistance level here that then does something like this for lower. But I'm not really invested in this pair, you know? I'm just trading it on a daily basis, so I'm gonna just see where I get my confirmations. If you start to close above this market structure high, we might actually run it back up. Okay, so this market structure high is getting protected by supply right here, but above that there's literally nothing but liquidity. So if we can start breaking convincingly above that high, then we might actually just run it back, taking all this buy side liquidity. If we reject from here, we can go lower, taking out these lows. It would be better to take out these lows though, right? It just has more fuel for another run, another leg up later on. Kind of like that. Yeah. Okay, guys. I love every single one of you. I'm just here to showcase you that there's more possible than you might initially think in this game of trading. Okay? For all the people in the community, I'm going to see you all for the London stream. I'm afraid not that much will be there to update because we have very aggressive expansions. So we need to look at new POIs. And I'm going to see you all tomorrow morning. Okay? Appreciate you guys. Peace out.